How's it going? Because we like to share when we learn, I'm going to share with you something that I just kind of figured out. There's always been a little confusion in the trade about the genus Ruellia, but particularly about the native Ruellias. And so let's talk about that. Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking about this species. This is the common Mexican petunia that comes in a standard form, which is tall, but also has several selections, some of which are dwarf, some come in white or pink, but this is not the plant we're talking about. Now, you may have come across this plant in the trade, and it's Ruellia nudiflora. And this is the closest that we have to our native one that's actually in the trade. And this is what has been sold to us as the native Ruellia for a long time. But a lot of us botanists who are out on the field, when we see the native Ruellia, we're thinking something's a little different. The plants tend to be more squat to the ground, and the foliage, although you can't tell from this picture, is usually a lot more glabrous. Here's what it looks like when it's not blooming. Now, most people would probably not think of that as looking much different, but us botanists, we notice the little differences, and it drives us crazy. But take a close look here. This is Ruellia nudiflora, and the stem is not hairy, but this stem is. This here is our native one, Ruellia ciliatiflora. There's little cilia, little hairs on the stems of the flowers. Ruellia nudiflora doesn't have any hairs. So Ruellia nudiflora, it's not a bad plant. It's a near native. They are found in Texas and in Mexico and all the way to Alabama to the east. And our native plant, Ruellia ciliatiflora, used to be considered a subspecies of nudiflora. And it was called Ruellia nudiflora variety glabrata. Glabrata because the foliage is more glabrous, I think. See, so even though the floral stems are hairy, the leaves are shinier, and that's one of the big differences that we would notice. Now, Ruellia ciliatiflora occurs in Texas as well, and so they occur near each other. I don't know if they hybridize. I don't think they do. But just so you know, next spring we'll be growing the ciliatiflora, and we will be making that native species available, as well as the nudiflora. I don't think there's anything wrong with growing the nudiflora. It's not going to cause any major issues, but just so you know. Also, I should mention that we have one other Ruellia in Arizona. This is Ruellia parryi, which is found only in the far southeast corner of Arizona, and then in New Mexico, Texas, and south into Mexico. And lastly, I should mention that there's another shrubby, larger shrubby Ruellia that's in the trade, often sold as Ruellia peninsularis. It's technically Ruellia californica, subspecies peninsularis.